At number 3, in Lake Louise, Alberta, in Banff National Park, it's the Lake Louise to Agnes Lake to the Big Beehive to the Plain of Six Glaciers hike.
This hike starts with the iconic postcard view of Lake Louise from the chateau, but be ready because we had a steep uphill slog through the forest to Mirror Lake, which offered great views of the Big Beehive.
Once past Mirror Lake, the trees thinned out and the views started to open up. The start of this hike is not technical at all, but it's a strenuous climb, and be warned, we needed bug spray and lots of water to make it comfortable.
Just past Mirror Lake, we saw a beautiful waterfall spilling down the mountain. Then a long set of stairs takes you up to Lake Agnes and the first Teahouse, where you can get drinks and snacks, but beware, they are cash only.
After a nice snack, we started the trail around the lake. From this point on, the views were spectacular. It's impossible to take a bad picture with the Teahouse on one side of the lake and a towering cirque on the other.
Next, we started climbing the Big Beehive. It wasn't technical, but it was very steep and exposed, not great if you're afraid of heights.
Speaking of heights, the Big Beehive was cliffs on all sides with spectacular views of all 3 lakes and the surrounding mountains.
Then we started descending the other side of the Big Beehive via the Skyline Trail. This part of the hike involved switchbacks through dense forest, but thankfully it was not as exposed as the climb up was.
As we got closer to the Plain of Six Glaciers trail, the view really opened up, and the waterfalls started. It seemed as though there was one every 200 to 300 meters, and the trail crosses every one of them. But unfortunately, we didn't see glaciers up close yet, just all the gravel they've left behind.
The area around the Teahouse is stunning, with views of Mount Victoria and Mount Lefroy, both among the area's tallest and both over 11,000 feet. The glaciers have receded so much that you'll have to use your imagination and some of the Parks Canada signage to imagine how this area looked before climate change really took hold.
And I was really surprised how far these mountains are from the lake. I've visited the hotel to sightsee several times and never realized that there are several kilometers of valley between Lake Louise and the cliffs. From the chateau, they appear much closer than they really are.
Another kilometer up from the Teahouse revealed what was left of the glaciers. If seeing a glacier is on your bucket list, do it soon, because they are disappearing fast.
Plain of Six Glaciers. Beautiful. And the camera does not even come close to doing it justice. We actually saw the glacier calf. A big chunk broke off and fell down that cliff there. So what's the verdict on this hike?
This one is beautiful, amazing. Love it.
This is a tough hike at 21 kilometers with 1,000 meters of elevation gain, but it is spectacular and should be on every hiker's bucket list. Believe it or not though, number 2 was even more spectacular, so tune in next week for that video. And if you liked what you saw, please hit like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.